Peace out, first trimester. Hello, second trimester. Today I am 14 weeks pregnant, so I'm going to give you another update of how I'm feeling and sharing my honest experience of the pregnancy symptoms at this point in pregnancy. So in my past episodes of this saga of being pregnant with my third baby, I've shared that the fatigue has been real in the first trimester. The nausea is come and go, should be called all-day sickness instead of morning sickness. We have talked about that. And I can say that now, as I am transitioning into the second trimester, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I have started getting more energy. I've started to be less nauseous, have less food aversions. Things are looking up, and I'm feeling good about that. Of course, there's some pregnancy symptoms that come in the second trimester, so you trade them out from the first trimester symptoms to the second trimester symptoms. And of course, every pregnancy is different and every person is different in different stages of your life. You may or may not have these same symptoms, but I just want to share from my experience what it's been like for me. My last update was at 12 weeks pregnant, and that week I had my first midwife appointment, which was so exciting. And this week I've been able to feel baby movement, which is so exciting. And it's more like flutters, or I can feel when there's big movements, like if I'm really still and the baby's really active, I can feel like flips, and it kind of feels like a flutter. It's really, really cool. I saw my mom today, and she was able to kind of press on my tummy and feel the baby movement. So it doesn't really feel like a kick. It feels more like a nudge, like just a little movement, but I can tell that it's not me. It's not just gurgles in my tummy. It's actually baby movement, which is so exciting. I love feeling that and just knowing there's a little person in there and growing strong. At 14 weeks, baby is about 3 inches long, which is so big, right? Getting so big, about the size of a jalapeno this week, says my baby app. I've been using the Ovia pregnancy app, and I love seeing the updates every week of how big, or well, really how tiny the little handprints are, and how they compare to, you know, sizes of fruit is what they usually compare to, fruit or veggies. So this week, about the size of a jalapeno, and I have been feeling better as far as my appetite. I've been able to eat some different things and not feel queasy around food as much, which is nice. One of my latest obsessions is this LaCroix. I think I've mentioned the raspberry LaCroix, which has been my go-to in the first trimester, but this limoncello LaCroix is where it's at. That is what I've been sipping on lately, just to have something with flavor and stay hydrated, drinking lots of water, taking my prenatal vitamins every day, trying to get enough sleep. Last week, we had a lot of cold weather, rainy weather, pretty miserable, kind of was feeling depressed and just like, oh, ready to be done with the rain, you know? And this week, the sun has come out, and we've had warmer weather, we've had sunshine, we've been outside so much, getting fresh air, getting vitamin D and sunshine, and being outside, moving, taking walks. That has been so, so good for me, and for the kids too, because last week I felt like maybe they were being fussier than normal, or maybe I was being like feeling more irritated than normal because I'm more sensitive right now being pregnant, or maybe both. It was possibly both. So last week was rough. I had some times where I was just like, you know what? We're gonna make it through the day. It's gonna be okay. Tomorrow will be better. And this week has been better. So when the weather is nice, I get the kids outside as much as possible and just let them run, let them play, just roll around in the mud, play in the dirt, and then I just take them to the shower and rinse them off. So that has been really good for us to have plenty of outside time, lots of walks, and just fresh air, be out in nature. There's something so calming and soothing about that, and so it gives me some time to think, and the kids are happy and they're not as fussy, so that gives me more of a mental break because I'm happy that they're happy. And then this week as well, I have felt more emotional about things, like almost on the edge of tearing up. If there's anything like sentimental or something that, like talking about something that's important to me, I'm more likely to tear up and feel like I'm gonna cry. So yesterday, I had a good cry, and sometimes you need that just to relieve all of that pent up emotion, and sometimes things just pile up. So it is good to have a nice cry. every once in a while, but it was one of those like ugly cries, you know, like it started and it just wouldn't stop, and I just let it all out and blew my nose and cleared my sinuses, and I feel much better today. I woke up with some puffy eyes, and I was just trying to be honest about how I was feeling. I called my mom and, you know, vented and like fleshed out everything I was thinking, everything I was feeling. And I'm like, I know this is gonna pass, but I just need to talk about it. So I would say that is a great tip, to have someone that you can vent to and talk to and just share your feelings, somebody that knows you in context and can encourage you and say, it's gonna be okay. Just, you know, take a deep breath, take a nap, whatever you gotta do, drink some water, you know, do what you gotta do. And sometimes you just gotta cry. So that was me yesterday. And I wanted to share that because you might see me kind of bubbly on video when I, you know, I'm feeling up to filming, but it's not always like that. Sometimes I am so tired and I don't want to be seen by anyone. I don't want to talk to anybody. You know, sometimes I am like irritable or more emotional, and a lot of that is the hormones, because hormones are just like crazy during pregnancy. They're up and down and all around. And that's just part of it, is just knowing that you're gonna have mood swings, you're gonna have highs and lows, you're gonna have days where you feel pretty good about life, and there's gonna be days that you feel kind of rotten and like, is this gonna turn out? Like, is it gonna be okay? And so I have to tell that to myself. I have to be like, yes, it's gonna get better. It's gonna be so worth it in the end. So just hang in there. I want to tell that to any mamas watching. If you are on the struggle bus, feeling what I'm talking about and having those down times, I would encourage you to find somebody, whether it's a friend or your mom or like somebody in your family that you can talk to through this, because it really does help to talk it out and just let it out. So that was helpful for me this week. At 14 weeks, I am definitely showing, and apparently, you can let me know in the comments, am I glowing? Am I glowing? I was told there would be glowing. And several times this week, people have said, you're really glowing. So, you know, maybe that's that second trimester pregnancy glow coming in. My energy's kicking up. Let me tell you something that happened the other day. Over the weekend, I decided I would repot some plants. I love plants, love succulents, specifically because they're low maintenance and they thrive on neglect. So even if you forget to water them a week, they're very forgiving, and you just give them some water, they come back to life. It's great. So succulents are where it's at. But I had these pots that were tiny, and the succulents were not doing great. They were turning kind of brown. They didn't have room to grow. So I decided to repot those plants. And the reason I'm telling you this is I took on that project, and then I decided to plant an herb garden. Yeah, 14 weeks pregnant. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna dig up some dirt and plant a bunch of herbs, and that sounds like a fun project. And so I think that was a good sign that my energy is kicking up, because I was up to doing something like that and digging in the dirt. And I planted a bunch of herbs that later on in the summer we'll be able to add into our food. So that's fun. I'll have some fresh stuff to kind of throw in soups or, you know, different dishes, crock pot meals. That's where it's at, really. If it's up to me, it's gonna be a crock pot meal, because it's so easy to just dump it in there, let it cook down, and eat on it all week. That is the easy way to go, and you can pack a lot of nutrients in that way as well. Anyway, I had the energy to plant the garden. Ended up planting a flower garden too with my little girl. She loves flowers, so I was like, here's some flower seeds, spread them around. We're gonna have flowers everywhere, I think, in a few weeks. So that was a fun thing to do together. We enjoyed being outside, and I'm just taking it as a sign that my energy's coming back in the second trimester. So woohoo, second trimester. I have gotten messages from friends that are watching these pregnancy updates. Thank you for following along. Thank you for encouragement. I appreciate the kind comments. Really, really I do. And like sweet messages. I need all of that, so no negative comments, please. I'm sensitive right now. But anyway, I mean, just hearing from people and knowing that it's helpful if you're in this stage or maybe a few weeks behind me and you're just wondering what the process is like, if those symptoms you're having are normal, if other people are feeling this way. I just want you to know that it's okay to have good days and bad days. It's okay to not like being pregnant sometimes. It can feel really crummy and sometimes you might not enjoy the pregnancy journey, okay? But listen, you're a superhero. You are growing a human and that is a miracle. So you're doing amazing work. And even when you're sleeping, your body is growing this human and doing good work. So do not feel lazy if you want to rest. You need to sleep as much as possible, rest, take it easy, be gentle on yourself. And I tell that same thing to myself. I have to just remind myself that. And I think I have a tendency to put pressure on myself, like to do more and to do other things, like what else can I fit in? But especially when I'm pregnant, I definitely like feel the responsibility of, hey, there's somebody else I'm taking care of. And so I need to make sure I'm taking care of myself as well and just doing what I can to have a healthy pregnancy and to give my baby the best start and the best foundation as possible. I did have a question from a friend who was asking how the kids are doing. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and so my life is really busy right now. It's crazy, and you know, having a 3rd baby on the way, they were like, how are the kids doing with that? How's the transition? Like, how is pregnancy with 2 toddlers running around? It's crazy. It is rough. It is probably the most uncomfortable phase of my life, actually. Raising 2 toddlers, being you know, being sleepy and being pregnant and not feeling like doing as much. And they have a ton of energy and I just have not in the first trimester. So I'm really hoping we can balance that out. Summer's coming, we'll be outside a lot. That should help. I'm definitely, you know, asking for help and letting people help me. I'm like, I will take all the help I can get. So, you know, come on over, bring a meal, like hold a baby, whatever, fold my laundry, please. That would be amazing. Even little things like that, washing the dishes. Anything is helpful really at this point. So I really appreciate that. And let's see. Oh yeah, they were asking about the kids. The kids are doing great. Like they are growing, they are healthy. I'm so thankful for that. They kiss my belly and talk about the new baby coming, and my little girl wants a little sister. She's like, it's gonna be a little girl. And that's her guess. So we actually don't know, and we're not planning to find out until the baby's born. So it's either a girl or a boy. I tell them that you're either getting a sister or a brother. Could go either way. So it's gonna be a surprise. But they are so excited talking about the new baby. And I explained to them if I am not feeling up to doing things that I need to rest, and they've been pretty good with that. So I do think that asking for help is good because hubby can take them outside to play for a ride, or you know, if a friend comes over, I'm like, can you push them on the swing, or can you push them in the stroller or something, to kind of let me have a break and just, you know, gentle movement like I was talking about. So the kids are doing great. They're amazing, and it's awesome to watch them grow. I think they're gonna be such good big sister and big brother to the new baby, and just thankful for the support along the way. I've really thought about that a lot. If you do not have support or feel like you don't have support, it really does make a difference. So even just reaching out and, you know, looking for ways to build community with other moms around in your area, I think just having somebody you can call is so helpful. So I wanted to leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching these updates. I've got new videos coming soon about baby products and baby ideas, new mom ideas. So hang tight for that. Make sure to subscribe because there's good stuff coming, and I'll see you in the next update.